As Michigan State University President Samuel L. Stanley Jr., MD, leaves his role as the institution's 21st president, his legacy will be remembered by his commitment to improving safety on campus. This was done through several projects, including the establishment of the MSU Operations Center, a facility that will centralize the university's security systems and technology through MSU's Department of Police and Public Safety, which is expected to be largely operational by the end of the year. The goal is to ensure a more comprehensive and robust safety and security portfolio for campus.
You know, from the moment I stepped on campus, the health and safety of our Spartan community has been my foremost priority. And I think I've talked about that a lot during my 3 years here. And what I came to realize very quickly that was we were lacking some of the components necessary to do that optimally. And one of the things we needed was a centralized operations center, because something like that is really essential to the safety of our students, faculty, and staff. And so what this will be is one place that really allows us to monitor throughout campus. It includes more than 2,000 security cameras throughout campus, electronic access control to our buildings, alarm systems, campus emergency notifications and broadcast systems, including emergency green light phones, and on-campus dispatch systems. Centralizing all this is absolutely critical because we have had really segments. We've had certain areas, so student life and engagement was monitoring dormitories, IPF was monitoring certain facilities on campus, other buildings were being monitored by even smaller groups. And so that really doesn't give us the opportunity to see the entire campus at one time. So this is going to result in many more seamless and efficient operations, and we will have the ability to monitor in real time between campus areas 24/7, which we haven't had before. Many of these things were time limited, so they might have people monitoring cameras for a certain part of the day, but then not in the evenings, for example. So this is going to be 24/7. And it really involved getting a number of units together in cooperation. So Marlon really was responsible for leading this. Chief Marlon Lynch of the Michigan State University Department of Police and Public Service was really the leader, but had great help from our IT services, Melissa Wu and her team, student life and engagement, Benny Gore, infrastructure planning and facilities, Dan Ballman, Keen Bryant and John Brush. I also want to call out from MSU Department of Public Police and Public Safety, Lisa Kim Jones and Angie Knaff from IT services. All these people have come together, worked together to get this done. And so it involved people giving up, turf, if you will, ceding control of some areas, but doing it for the good of the campus overall. And we'll now have this one central place where this will be possible. And again, just one things about crises that can occur on campus, kind of things we've had with a missing student. All these things I think will be helpful for us going forward in dealing with this. This is just, not the only thing we've been doing during my time here. We've made a number of safety and security improvements to campus. We've replaced 1,931 lights across campus. I've counted each one with brighter, more efficient LED light bulbs and installing more than 1,000 new light fixtures. We've installed more than 300 cameras just over the last year, added 300 cameras, which ensured fully operational cameras in every single residence hall on campus. And there's more.
Yeah, the operations center itself will be a 24/7 day a week, 365-day operation to provide a point of contact for campus operations.
That's Michigan State University Vice President for Public Safety and Chief of Police, Marlon Lynch.
So in addition to police and public safety, non-emergency situations, it will also support the university IT for Contact MSU, that function, as well as after-hours requests for our infrastructure, plant, and facilities partners in IPF with that. So it is providing that overall 24/7 service for the campus community. Traditionally, in most college and university settings, police and public safety have a actual dispatch function that resides on campus. And by default, it partners with those, like IT and IPF as well, and provides those after-hour services or in conjunction with. Here at Michigan State University, our police dispatch, or 911 for emergency services, we are part of the Ingham County Regional Communication Center, and they provide those emergency services countywide. So it helps us with our interoperability for our police and public safety partners with that. And so what we have here with the Operations Center is to provide that level of service, sort of bridge the gap for the campus community for those services, as well as utilize the center to centralize our overall security systems. And the security systems for the university would be access control, video management, intrusion alarms, other alarms that may be connected within the university for research or other components as well.
And how is this like better? Is it more efficient? And is it a actual new facility, or is it like a room of computers at HQ now? You know, the way security is so streamlined.
Yeah, no, it is not a new facility. So we will utilize existing space. We have space here actually within our current building to where actually Contact MSU currently resides. What we will do is there's some space adjacent to the Contact MSU Center that will be utilized for our monitoring of security systems with that. And so there's an efficiency that comes specifically for today. We do not have a centralized function for those security systems. They are operated independently and by individual departments. When we go full service or go live with the center, we will integrate all existing systems and onto one platform that we will be able to actively and in real time monitor with that. So, and when I say monitor, it's, be able to respond to alarms and different things that are as they come in. And if there is an incident, a critical incident, they may need a police response to then be able to view video footage in that particular area as it is occurring.
So when do you expect things to be operational?
Well, Russ, everything, takes a little incubation period here. There's a phased in approach to it. We have taken some initial steps. One was, for the decision to be made to centralize that. And President Stanley made that decision earlier this year for that. And since then, taking the necessary steps with procurement. There are some systems that need to be acquired with that. We have the space that's here. Some additional equipment will go into there. We have some steps. I would say we would actually start to where it'd be visible to our community is probably spring. I would say maybe late spring, but there are steps that are underway in order to get to actually having an operational center in place with that. So, I'm pretty confident that, as, fall semester of 23, that we should have some functionality with that. And that would give us time to acquire the different platforms, some additional equipment, and have some installations done and have staff trained and in place. We will continue to collaborate with our university partners as we draft a university policy in regards to the functionality of the center and how the information is maintained and utilized as well. This will be a collaborative effort. So these will go in parallel to actually, procuring the equipment and the installations like that. So, this is it's a community effort. Everyone will have an opportunity to input into how the center is utilized.
And speaking of collaboration, talk about this kind of groundbreaking peace collaboration with the city of East Lansing.
Oh, well, PEACE is an acronym for proactive engagement and community enhancement. And it's a collaboration between the MSU Police Department and the East Lansing Police Department to address some of the quality of life issues that we've seen over the past year or so, in the downtown East Lansing area, and also that could potentially impact the MSU on-campus community as well. It's an effort to where we currently have officers that work together, primarily in the evening and nighttime hours. They have a weekly operational plan based on data and information that they've acquired from the previous 7 days. They put together plans on how they will respond to the needs of the community. If those needs of the community happen to be property theft or damage, they focus on that. If the needs of the community are violent crimes that have occurred in a general or specific area, they'll focus on that. But they're also part of a community engagement initiative to where they have already been out at some of the crime prevention events within the community and having a presence, and not just enforcement. That's not the goal. The goal is to continuously be part of the community, be in constant communication to know what the concerns of the community are, and to be able to actively respond and get some positive results and have a positive impact on what's going on within both the MSU community as well as the East Lansing in general community.
Well, it really is a deep partnership with East Lansing Police Department and representing patrols from both units that are working together with the MSU PD, and then doing those hours where students are most likely to be congregating in the areas across the Grand River in areas where there's, bars, restaurants, fraternity, sorority houses. These are the areas where students congregate in high numbers. These are areas where we're concerned about the possibility of violence taking place. And so having them patrol these areas and be a presence is, I think, a true deterrent, essentially, that we're looking forward towards more activities that involve potential gun violence. And again, we have not seen any of these things happen on our campus, but when they're this close, we have reason to be concerned. And when our students are proximity, we have reason to be concerned. So we appreciate East Lansing's cooperation, and I appreciate Chief Lynch's initiative in moving this forward.
So I know, like you said, it's going to evolve over the years, the operations center, but how will we know if it's successful in having an impact?
Well, for us, it is, so the fact that it will exist from an operational component for us, IT, and IPF, we are the three primary 24/7 operations departments for the university. The fact that we are able to come together and use existing resources to become more efficient in itself, to create that operations center without additional funding, is significant in itself. The funding will come in the centralization of the security systems and the upgrades and some of the newness to that. But the creation of the center itself is existing funding. It's just the resources are there and being more collaborative and partnering with it. From a security system perspective, it will allow us to have the ability to actually physically see every system on campus. Today, we can't do that without going physically to a specific location to do it. This will allow the operations center to be the hub for the monitoring of that, and every existing system be on one platform, and we can actually touch it and respond to it and different things like that, which is a pretty significant difference in itself. And then for us, hopefully will be closure rates on if we're looking at investigations and things like that, being able to have the requisite video footage or the ability to respond to an incident in real time and see it and have someone describing the actual incident as it occurs as officers are responding to it. So, and this will also, and we had some features on the Safe MSU app that are currently inactive because we did not have an operations center. Once we do have an operations center, though, the capability of the app will be, it'll expand. It'll have additional components to it that we'll be able to activate.
So, Chief, just sort of summarize what you want people to know about the operations center as it gets going.
Well, I think probably one of the most important components for it is that it's a force multiplier of what we're able to do today. By simply putting all of the existing security systems on one platform and anything new being able to standardize from there and go forward. It will help us with our overall efficiency. It will help us in our investigative efforts and our crime prevention efforts, and also just from a cost perspective as well. Secondly, it will provide us an opportunity to bridge a gap that's currently in place by not having a function like that currently, it just creates a gap of communication and being able to operate with our campus partners with that. So, and it's a best practice as well. So it brings us into play with something that has a proven history of helping the operations like police and public safety, IT, and IPF be more efficient.
I think, I'm leaving MSU knowing that this is a safer and more secure campus because of the work we're all doing together to promote safety on campus. And I think for students, and their families, should feel a sense of comfort and security that we're doing everything we can to keep them safe while they're on campus. And this center, again, is a critical component of that. Job number one is to have a campus where people feel safe, welcome, included, and it really requires us to have a sense of physical security and safety to make that happen. If people are scared about their belongings, don't feel comfortable in the settings they find themselves in, it really diminishes from the campus experience. So we want everyone to feel that sense of safety and security. We want people to do the proactive things they need to do, things like signing up for our safe MSU app, things like exercising common sense when they're walking around campus, taking advantage of the fact that we have great lighting, using those paths that are well lit when they need to walk across campus, all these things. So people need to take responsibility. But I will sleep better at night knowing that we've done everything we can to keep people safe on campus.
It's the MSU Operations Center, and I'm Russ White. This is MSU Today.